What's going on, guys? Andrew from Last Leader. Just wanted to make a quick podcast. I know you guys miss me. I missed you too. Just trying to put some love into the airwaves right now, or into my Wi-Fi, whichever one. Doesn't matter. What I would like is for if you guys could, before you even start listening to what I have to say right now, if you could click that subscribe button, it really would help me out. And what I'm trying to do here at Last Leader is help spread the positivity and just help us look at the overall big picture instead of just trying to be sheep. So without further ado, I mean, if you have seen the thumbnail, you have seen the title of this video, you already know what it's about. It's Beyonce, racism, all lives matter, Black Lives Matter, Stacey Dash, all that good stuff. So just to kind of kick things off, I mean, to be honest with you, I think that we are once again focusing on the wrong things and just going out and being outraged for no reason right now. I think that both sides, whether you're for whatever she was wearing at the Super Bowl halftime show, or whether you were against it, the fact is that there's no reason why people should be rallying for or against an outfit. Let's just put this in perspective. Red Lobster sales went up 30% this weekend just because Beyonce had mentioned them. That should tell you right there just how much purchasing power and media presence that Beyonce has. Anything that she says is going to be blown up out of proportion. She dropped an album without any promotion quietly, and the internet almost crashed when everybody found out that she had dropped the album. It doesn't make sense to me how people can't see the marketing behind all of this stuff right now. It doesn't make any sense to me. And the fact is that people are really ready to rally over something that really doesn't have anything I mean, look at, I didn't see anybody rallying or protesting or boycotting when Janet Jackson's chest plate got ripped off by Justin Timberlake. I didn't see anybody rallying against that. I saw there's a whole bunch of media about it, but no uproar, no nothing about what went on there. I don't understand why people make such a big deal out of it. I bet you that there's somebody somewhere that's like that has a whole bunch of links as to things that have gotten. Actually, you can do this too. If you have a link for something that's in the news that got overlooked because of this whole Black Panther Beyonce thing that got blown out of proportion, please link it in the description. Something that's actually newsworthy as opposed to just this nonsense that's out here right now. Like, really, if we get so caught up in race. I was talking to my girlfriend. We were talking about, just some of the things that are going on. I really feel like we are just wasting time. Like, we're not even thinking about, like, we're not even putting energy into a solution for all these problems or these race relations problems, and like it really coming together and actually saying, what are your feelings? Tell me what's going on and how do you feel? We're not even focused on that. We're focused on what this white person did, or if this person doesn't like what we said or doesn't agree or thinks that the Black Panthers are a group of hateful people. That's what we're focused on. That's where we're really focused on right now, is we're focused on pointing fingers instead of actually putting pen to paper for some solutions. I'm pretty sure that all the people quoting Martin Luther King right now, for some reason, I don't even know why you're quoting them if you're really so like against, white people and having their own view and, really spewing hate out into the internet. I'm pretty sure you could use your vocabulary for a different set of words as opposed to just like beating somebody over the head over the internet with negativity. But some of you guys really just don't even understand what's going on right now. Like, you're using Martin Luther King, like, fought and died, regardless of what your thoughts are, because I have some friends that actually don't like him, but that's their opinion. I feel like Martin Luther King didn't fight and die for us to just like go back and forth with each other. He didn't die for that. You know what I'm saying? And then you come to this whole Stacey Dash thing. I mean, granted, I definitely don't agree with some of her points, but for the most part, she went on Twitter and really stated some knowledge. Really, she didn't say it in the best light on television, but she did state some knowledge when she went on Twitter, though, when she backed up what she was saying and said, I'm thinking about the bigger picture here. I'm thinking about, we can't just limit Black history and the things that we went through and things that we all went through just to 1 month. We can't do that. the accomplishments transcend so far beyond all of that, that we really like are just like we're thinking so small as Black people. We're thinking, oh no, I want my month, instead of actually infusing it into all of American history. And I was sitting and I was thinking, you know what, Stacey Dash is kind of crazy. And then I really sat and like I was thinking about all the things that have been going on online for the past, I would say, few months. And I'm just like, you know what? Stacey Dash actually might be onto something. She might actually be onto something, because us as Black people, we just think a little bit too small. We just want to fight so hard for something, for some recognition. Fight so hard for some there's some people out here. This is just food for thought. Whoever is watching this, there's some people out here that will never, ever, you'll never know their name. They will never get recognition for what they do, but they've accomplished so much. And you know what? They're fine with that. They don't want the recognition. They don't want any of that. They don't need to say, oh, I'm Jewish and I've done this. No, they don't need any of that. Why are we fighting so hard to get acknowledged instead of just actually pursuing success and pursuing a life that's worth and providing and imparting knowledge? Why aren't we doing that? Instead, we want to fight over a metal trinket for an award ceremony, when these people that aren't getting awards, they still have millions of dollars. They still have like millions of dollars in assets, and liquid too. Don't think it's just in property, in material. They still have a lot of money, and we're sitting here fighting over a metal toy that they're probably never gonna look at. Really? That doesn't make any sense to me. It doesn't make any sense to me. And I'm just thinking, like, we need to really get to a place where we just move past this. And this is not a stab to, all minorities or anything like that. I personally don't even get into the race issue so much, but because of all the why, first of all, people that are against this supposed Black Panther outfit that Beyonce was wearing, why are you so against this? It doesn't make sense to me. Like, why are you so, what nobody at all had thought about, like the average millennial that probably is watching the Super Bowl right now, millennial and Generation X, not baby boomer, but like the average ones that are in our generation probably don't even know what that outfit represents. Just to be completely honest with you, we probably don't. I didn't know. I saw it and I was like, all right, whatever. She looks like Rambo, like a Black female version of Rambo right now with all that, all those bullets on her or whatever. That's what I was thinking. But for the most part, like, I didn't know that until somebody said, oh, I don't like the fact that she did that. I don't like the fact that she did. I mean, there's a million things out here that you're not going to like. Why are you trying to boycott an artist from coming somewhere because they wore an outfit that you didn't like? And you cannot equate, I don't care what you say, you cannot equate the KKK with the Black Panthers. You can't do that. There is a clear distinction between those two groups. Mind you, I'm not in support of everything that the Black Panther Party has done over the years. I am not. Some of their ideologies are completely perverted in my mind. I personally do not align myself with any of them. That's just me. But at the same time, we have to acknowledge the fact that just because somebody is making a statement in a certain way doesn't mean that we need to put all of our resources into something so meaningless. How are you going to boycott an artist for wearing something at the Super Bowl? That's the point. That's the place where you do make a statement, where you be flamboyant or you do whatever you have to do. That doesn't make any sense to me. We should be focusing our efforts on a lot better things. And for those politicians that actually said something about that, you should be ashamed of yourself, because you're focusing on something that an artist she's going to do crazy stuff. Of course she's going to she's going to do crazy things. She's an artist, probably one of the biggest ones of our generation. Of course, Grant, I disagree with a lot of things that she does, but it doesn't matter. She's an artist. That's what she's going to do. It's entertainment. You should be focusing on trying to uplift the people that are downtrodden in your community, not focusing on something multimillionaire is doing on television. Half the people in your, like, there's a good portion of the people in your city that can't even watch TV because they're homeless, and you're sitting here thinking about something. Oh, the artist, she's promoting anti-police rhetoric, and she's for the Black Panthers, which is a hate-filled group. Why are you? First of all, why are you even focused on that? How do you go and you think, okay, like, let me go focus on that she might have meant, versus focusing on and ignoring the fact that you have people in your, probably in a 30-mile radius from you, that can't even, that have to think about where they're going to get their next meal. That's so backwards to me. So backwards to me. And then we have you, because we're focused on that, you have other people that never really focused on race starting to think about certain things that they shouldn't have, they have no business thinking about. Like, oh, you know what? That white person did look at me like the wrong way. Maybe that's because I'm Black. I don't really like how white people look at me. And now they're all, the only thing they're thinking about is race. Is, oh, this person's looking at me for this reason. That person's looking at me for that reason. I'm not gonna lie. The majority of my role models are Black men. The majority of my role models, people I look up to, people I call my big brother, the people I call family, the majority of them are Black men. And if you ever seen me, I would say I'm brown skinned. You know, almost all my role models are darker than me. I'm not gonna lie to you. Almost all of them are. I think one of them is not, but for the majority of them, the most part, all of them are dark skinned. It just so happens that's what it is. It's not something that I planned to do, to have. It's just, that's what happened. I don't really care so much about race for me to say, oh, I need to have a Black role model, or I need to. No, I don't care about that. That's small, simple-minded thinking. I don't support that. It's not something in me. It's not something in me. But I will tell you is that almost every single one of those men is really successful and does not think about race as much as the people that are out here typing and stabbing on the keyboard and arguing to death about something meaningless like Oscars nomination and not having any Black people on it, or something about Beyonce and what she's wearing on an award show. There's way more meaningful things that we need to think about than that. That's just my thought, man. I think we think so small, and we make everything such about race. And then when somebody has something like honest to say, we just completely shoot them down. I think we really need to take into consideration something that Stacey Dash said, man. I think really, we really need to unpack what she said. I mean, she didn't say it the right way on television. Not at all. Not at all. I think she should have definitely made a lot more. She should have developed that statement a lot more than what it actually was. But she did on Twitter, and I respect what she said on Twitter. That we need to actually step up and come into the conversation as Americans, not as just African Americans or Black Americans. Not everything is about race. But if we want to make something about race, you're not gonna like it. But there are other people aside from Black people that also experience injustice, not just us. That is my thought, to be honest with you. All I'm gonna say. I'm not gonna touch on Native Americans right now. I might do that in another podcast, but because that right there, that's a whole other issue that we could talk about later on. But what I do want to ask though is, if you know an Italian American millennial, ask him if he speaks Italian. 9 times out of 10, he's going to tell you he doesn't speak Italian. What I would ask you to do is ask him if his father speaks Italian, or ask him if his grandparents speak Italian, and just listen to what they say. 9 times out of 10, they're going to say the exact same thing. And then ask yourself why that is. I'm not going to give you the answer right now. If you do know somebody's Italian, 9 times out of 10, they're not going to speak Italian, and 9 times out of 10, they're going to give you the same answer. So just think about that. Just think about the answers they give you after that. Black people are not the only people that have gone through injustice. It doesn't matter if they went through injustice for 5 minutes, if they went through injustice for, a year, 100 years, doesn't matter. I would urge you guys to really unpack a lot of what Stacey Dash says and a lot of what I'm saying right now before you start typing on the keyboard and pressing dislike buttons and all the other stuff. Really think about that. We need to elevate our thinking, and not only to race. Not let everything be about race on both sides. Whether you're for Beyonce's Black Panther outfit, or you're against it and you think it's, the worst thing in the world, since homework. So I that's all I got to say, guys. I mean, I definitely hope you enjoyed this. I want to have more people on to talk about this topic because I think it's interesting. I'm probably going to have somebody on in the next few days, so just tune in for that. Like I would urge you guys, if you could, just share this podcast, subscribe to the channel. I'm posting a lot more. I've just been really busy trying to build up some stuff at work and take over the world. But anyway, thank you guys. Andrew from Last Leaders. Take care, guys. Let me know what your thoughts are about what's going on with this whole race relations thing that we got going on in the United States right now. Take care.